Okay, lesson 2 on the COVID-19 lesson plan. Okay, so another thing, we're going to build off that biome that we already did on the last lesson. So this time I'm going to focus on the inside biome, and again I'm going to work double baston on this one. So just as a basic, without using footwork right now, we're going to do inside biome. So again, biome head high, inside combination coming in this way. So just as your basic, and then the way we're going to do this as a combination is inside biome here, and then I want to thrust up with the bottom hand, and that's going to cross up our hands. Come back. Oh, I guess I am using my footwork. So inside biome, thrust up, and that will cross us. So here, thrust, here, thrust, here, thrust, here, thrust, thrust, here, thrust. I'm starting to get my thrust head high in application. It's not going to, just going to matter on where your target is. Okay, so biome, thrust, biome, thrust. Once you have this motion down, this good biome and a thrust, good biome and a thrust, we're going to add footwork in. So the footwork I'm going to use on this is ranging footwork. So you should be able to see my feet now. So if I start with this, I'm going to step, again, just using that ranging footwork, I'm going to step offline on the reverse triangle, get my good biome in here, and then I want to thrust. Again, so we crossed, biome, thrust. Here, and I'm going to step to the right, biome, thrust, biome, thrust. Biome here, thrust, biome, thrust, biome, thrust, biome, thrust. Okay, so that's the fundamental. Biome, thrust, biome, thrust. What's the application? Okay, so application-wise, I'm going to do it starting off that right-hand side. Attackers come in. Again, this just represents any central blow. I step offline, I hit my biome here, and now thrust. So, and again, I'm not going to stop here, right? I'm going to go here. Now, what's important on application is I don't go wide open, because now, like usually if I do this big, I'm coming back with that one, which is what we did in the last lesson on the inside biome. So this one is tight here and then short thrust of the face, right? So bang, bang. Here, here, this usually drifts down and in. Obviously, this isn't static in real life. It's usually traveling through, kind of regardless of if it's coming in on the number 1, coming in from this direction, and I block it this way, it then usually travels through, and then you have a shot. Or, if I'm going to the outside of it, it's coming in on this angle, I shed it, and I go on the inside thrust. So this one's really fast and really deceptive because it's kind of a quarter beat hit. It's not, it's beat, bang. Okay? So like a lot of people are well trained against roof one because that's what that one is. Okay? This one is here, thrust. And if you have good positioning, and a lot of times you'll get this if you initiate. This is kind of the equivalent of a roof crash if you're trying to close. A lot of times if I initiate on this one, which I will through a couple of different setups, bang, 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 that's going to be my setup there, right? So bang, bang, bang as I come in. Again, if you're dealing with double baston dueling, you have to clear, there's obviously something else that you have to, if it's reactive and it's just a right number 1 coming in, I zoom to the outside and I can get my thrust in. If I'm initiating, I usually have to clear another weapon often. It depends on their position. But bang, okay? You can generate a lot of power with this. This is a short hook as you come in this way. Bang here, thrust. Bang, thrust. Bang, thrust. Bang, thrust. Okay? Even with a stick, it doesn't take a lot, you know, when someone gets a stick to the eye, to change the game a little bit. So, Bayong, thrust, Bayong, thrust, Bayong, thrust. Cool. Anyway, end of lesson 2.